On this episode of Hardtail Party, we're going to be talking about oval chain rings, what they are, why they exist, and if it's right for you. A lot of you noticed my oval chain ring when I was doing the review of this bike. I also run it on my Banshee Paradox. I like oval chain rings, but what are they? Let's talk about them. They're chain rings that are ovals. You can see it's taller there than it is here. Why on earth do they do that? You'd think you would just want a circular chain ring. Chain ring size is pretty important. If you're running a 30 tooth on there, everything's gonna be like 8% easier than a 32 tooth. And so sometimes, depending on where you live, you will adjust your chain ring size for the terrain that you have. This is a 32 tooth oval chain ring. That means there's 32 teeth when you count them. A 40 tooth would be this tall and have 40 teeth on it, and it would make things harder. A 20 tooth would have fewer teeth and would make pedaling easier, so better for climbs. So if you live in a really flat place and do a lot of road riding, you're gonna have a bigger chain ring. If you live in Colorado and you do 5,000 foot climbs at 10,000 feet elevation, you're gonna want a smaller chain ring because it's just too hard to push those gears with a big one. So humans are really bad at pedaling in perfect circles. We can't do it. We try and we do our best, even with clipless pedals. Our legs just aren't really meant to go in perfect circles against each other. And there are strong parts and weak parts to our pedal stroke. From here, about 2 o'clock to about 5 o'clock is the strongest part of our pedal stroke. And when we have a lot of strength on our pedal stroke, we can push a harder gear. But when we're in the weak section right here, when we're pulling up, even with clips, from here to here until that gets in its power stroke, we can't push as hard of a gear. So what an oval chain ring does is it acts as a 30 tooth chain ring in the weak part of our stroke and a 34 in the strong part of our stroke. So it basically maximizes the strongest part of your stroke. So it's kind of like 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, and it just keeps going that through all of these. So when you've got power, it's taller and you're able to put more power down and it doesn't feel fatiguing. But when you're in your least powerful spot, it spins through a little bit quicker and easier and it's not as hard. With a round chain ring, a lot of people feel that easy, hard, easy, hard, easy, hard. And with this, it feels like medium, medium all the time. And it helps you kind of keep your cadence. Now, there are some downsides to oval chain rings. Number one is clearance. Look at this. This 34 tooth, man, it's millimeters away from hitting the frame because this frame is designed for a 32 tooth. So bear with me. This is a 32 tooth oval. And here's a quiz. How many teeth is it acting like in its tallest spot? Here's the answer, 34. How many teeth is it acting in the squashed? 30. So this basically, at the widest part, has the size of a 34 tooth. And this frame is not meant for a 34 tooth. It has a max, I'm thinking around 32 because this is so close. If I went any bigger, these teeth would gouge into the frame and there wouldn't be enough clearance. So not all bikes have enough clearance to run an oval chain ring. Second, these are expensive. This is like a $70 chain ring. It's worth it for my wife because she notices a huge difference and I like them too. But if you already have a brand new chain ring, that's a big investment to spend another 70, 80 bucks for another one. If yours is wearing out and you got to spend 50 bucks anyway, spend another 20 and get an oval. That's my recommendation. Another disadvantage is that oval chain rings cause the clutch in your derailleur to be working overtime. So watch this. You're going to see micro movements here of the clutch picking up the slack as that gets tighter and loose. You can see it moving there. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And over time, this can technically wear out your derailleur a little bit faster. But I would argue that full suspensions do the same thing with their pivots moving and the pedal kickback and all that. All that's changing the clutch anyway, and clutches are pretty good now. I'm not too worried about that. Other than that, I don't see any disadvantages. Some people say they feel weird. Some people can't feel a difference at all when they're on them. I feel a difference and I like them. And when you combine an oval chainring with clipless pedals and a high engagement hub, the three of those things together make a huge difference. It's where the effect is more than the sum of the parts. And you just get in this zone where it's super efficient. Your bike feels easier to pedal. It feels lighter. It zips along a little bit better. So I think everyone should give them a try because they're really neat and they smooth out your power. If you've ever been on a really steep climb and you're just standing on those pedals and it feels like, it takes away that feeling and it makes it feel like you can just keep that cadence all the way through. It maximizes your strongest part of the stroke and minimizes your weakest part, and it really is a cool feeling. Do you need it? No, absolutely not. Should everyone go out and buy one today? No, these things are expensive. And guess what? You still had fun on your bike before oval chainrings came around, and these aren't new. These have been around for a long time. But they've really done a good job lately maximizing wear in the pedal stroke to put that power down. So whatever size chainring you have, if you like it, go up 2 teeth and try an oval. So if you like a 32 tooth chainring, I would go with a 34 oval, as long as you've got clearance on your frame. I'm curious what your experiences are. Have you ever tried an oval? Can you feel the difference? Do you prefer oval or round? Post in the comments below, I'm really curious. This has been a requested video from many people, especially my patrons, and I want to give a shout out to my patrons who make this channel possible. Their patronage every month helps me be able to carve out the time from my day job to be able to spend time working and making more of these videos. And it's because of them that we have these. So thanks, you guys. If you learned something new today, consider becoming a patron to support this channel so I can keep making more of these videos more often. I love making them, but they're very time consuming. Make sure to subscribe and check out some of my other videos about education with mountain bikes. Thanks for watching. There's a party in the mountains and you're invited.